Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Let's just say 600k Herblore XP is 600k Herblore XP. And now the fun begins at the bank. From this point forward, I'll be keeping all the potions I make, which means we're headed to a place where all UIMs end up. You may have also noticed that I don't have unfinished pots noted because I didn't do the hard diary before making, I don't know, like 20,000 potions-ish. But let's not sweat the small stuff. So we finished all the herbs that I had secondaries for already. 6,000 prayer pots, a couple thousand super attack and super strength. I think that'll last me quite a while. Definitely till 99 Slayer at least. Going forward, most of the other secondaries are a bit trickier to collect. The torsos, I don't have enough to really care that much for super combats, so I'll just end up making Zamrock brews for some XP, but the Dwarf Weed and the Lantidime I'll do later. It's the Snapdragon and Avanto that I'm worried about. Snapdragons I need to do already medium to get noted red spider eggs, and 3,000 Avantos, meaning I need 3,000 Mortmire Fungus. That is gonna fucking wait until the Morytania Hard Diary. I am not doing that shit without it. So the herb grind is on pause for now, and it's time to level up and quest up the account in order to get those diaries to finish all this shit, or finish all the bagged XP. The biggest obstacle to Morytania Hard is by far 70 prayer to activate Piety. Currently I'm sitting at 62 from previously training at Hill Giants for base 70 melees. And while I don't plan on staying here until 70 prayer, I do like the idea of working towards multiple goals at once. So I decided to train my range till 70 so I could stack beginners and giant keys. So we ended up getting the club, which is kind of nice, and hopefully we can get at least a couple of the uniques we need for beginners. And going forward, obviously I still need 70 prayer for Morytania Hard, and so I'm going to end up questing as much as I can. It's something that always happens when I play accounts. After the initial questing spree of getting, anything that gives you early levels, like the classic waterfall, fightering, etc., I generally don't like doing quests, and then after a decent break, I kind of get the motivation to just try to finish as many as I can. So on top of all the prereqs I need for RD Medium and Morytania Hard, I kind of just got into the mood to quest as much as I can. Here's a final log for now, and it's time to get questing. Already having 81 Herblore. Lamp's gonna go on to prayer until 70. I needed to die in order to get limp words out of my looting bag, so I figured I'd get this while I have an empty inventory. Already medium diary requires a mythical grapple, but if I'm gonna have to death pile and do Giant's Foundry, I might as well go to 70 for Song of the Elves requirement as well. And with this death pile, I could also get Jengar berries out of my looting bag for the Watchtower quest. And pretty soon I'll have enough Jengar berries to match the Torstals to squeeze out about 40k Herb XP instead of holding Torstals till 90 Herblore to make a couple super combats. But going forward, we're going to finish up this diary. The last step, completing Underground Pass to get the Ibans, squeezing out some more prayer XP from the museum, doing Regicide and the Shield quest, and upgrading Ibans. Now I can take Ibans and the Crystal Shield to Rex. Sins of the Father requires 50 Slayer, but I'll probably just go to 58, so when I return, I can grind a Black Mask, but I'll try to pick up a Berserker Ring before this, but 58's not a big grind, so we'll see if I get it or not. Had the wrong RNG, but I wasn't really feeling Rex anymore, and I just decided to go back to questing. Before finishing all those quests, I had to finish training up some Slayer, so I started with point boosting just to get a good buffer of Slayer points once I actually grind out the skill. Doing so gave me some passive and sold heads, so that was always welcome, only 2 levels away. On top of that, I also got a handful of Brimstone keys. Getting diamonds is actually pretty big. That'll be useful for a near upcoming grind, but that's for another time. Ended up going to 100 tasks boosting, and ended up getting just below 58 Slayer, so I'll finish that up, but I'm going to stop boosting at this point. And still 68 prayer, but ready to move on to the next thing. And so with this, some of the harder quest boss fights that I had to do, I would just plant a handful of Toadflax seeds at Korend and Troll Strongholds so they didn't die, and then I would do some scuffed birdhouse runs in between, because that is by far the simplest way for me to get nests. Some of these quest bosses, they're definitely doable without brews, but I've only done them on like a higher level main when they came out, and the CYM doesn't really have any gear right now, so this is kind of what I was doing. There it is. Double Mortmeyer fungus or fungi in the swamp. This is what it's been all about for the last little while. But now it's time to finally finish my bagged XP. This is what we did it for, right here. Noted red spider eggs. Fuck yeah. That's the snaps finished up. A couple thousand super restores is nice, and this is kind of a showcase of the method that I used for the Mortmeyer fungus. I don't like gathering 28 or 24 fungus and then dropping them at the Grand Exchange, because with that many, doing, the drop half, make half of your inventory method, by the end of it, the fungus will start showing up on the ground, and little scoundrels will sometimes take it. So just did it like this, where you make half the pots here, and then you gather up the other half and go back to the Grand Exchange and rinse and repeat. Here is the final total of all the herbs. Goddamn. I love looking at that prayer potion stack, dude. 6k 4 dose.